September of 2005, WKYT dispatched an award-winning TV news crew, veteran anchor and reporter Sam Dick, reporter Phil Pendleton, and chief photographer Kenny Harvner to cover the aftermath of Hurricane Katrina in Mississippi. At the time, that team combined more than 6 decades of experience, and they headed south, giving viewers an up-close look at the destruction and the help that came from the Commonwealth. Now at 5:30, photojournalist Darnell Crenshaw has our story. Those tellers reflecting 20 years back, recalling what it was like to cover one of the most historic storms in modern history. Take a look inside the reporter's notebook.
The Ashland, Kentucky crew here in Biloxi is doing all they can today, and it doesn't take much to put a smile on some of the faces of these people who have survived Hurricane Katrina. We went down there with the Salvation Army with hopes of showing how Kentuckians are helping during a time of a crisis. In 4 or 5 decades of reporting, it was some of the most challenging conditions as a journalist to cover that story.
In the days since Hurricane Katrina devastated the Gulf Coast, aid of every kind has arrived to help these people.
There were no hotels open. We didn't know where we were going to stay.
We didn't know whether or not we were going to have gas down there, so we had to take gas with us. We didn't really know what the food situation was going to be.
There wasn't going to be a lot of communication. Would our cell phones even work?
In the first night, I think we slept in a tent.
We got down there and we just started finding Kentuckians were living there.
The former Whitesburg resident has lived in Biloxi for about 10 years.
This group from Somerset was bringing a tractor-trailer load of supplies to a little town called Wiggins. I found out that Kentucky State Police were there, and they were helping communities recover.
There was this guy from Nicholasville, Kentucky, named Rick Corman, who I'd never met before, who had a railroad company. And he took me and photojournalist Kenny Harvner up in the air. He was flying the helicopter. It's almost impossible to really think about this, but entire barges were lifted out of the water by Katrina's winds and taken ashore and landed on top of rail lines in swamps that blocked the rails going into New Orleans, and those barges had to be removed.
It was unreal. There were roads completely washed away, bridges that were gone. I remember just thinking it's going to take them forever to get back to normal.
It's like a giant has come in and just taken his fist and smashed it so much that things are just in pieces everywhere. And it's not just one little place, it's all over the place. And it's hard to comprehend how these people are going to get their lives back.
And I remember having a conversation with Sam going like, you know, they're going to be rebuilding this community for years and years and years. And I would have to think that probably even now, 20 years later, there's probably still scars of what happened there.
I'd like to think that as a journalist, the most important thing to me in a situation like that, a disaster, is to show compassion, but also to get it right. Despite the circumstances that you're working in, you don't have a fancy studio, you don't have the TV station there. You got to get the job done as best you can and deliver it to the people back home who are watching. I'm Sam Dick reporting from Biloxi, Mississippi. Back to you.